Hey y'all! Thinking about buying a house in 2025? That's a big exciting step. It's like starting a new fixer-upper project, but this one is for your life and your family's future. The most important first step, the one thing I always tell folks, it's getting started early. Don't wait until the last minute, thinking it will all just fall into place. Good planning is the solid foundation of any successful home purchase, just like a good foundation is key to a sturdy house. We see it all the time. Folks who plan ahead have a much smoother journey to getting those keys. So let's talk about why jumping in with a plan right now is the best move you can make. Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a brand new house without a detailed blueprint, would you? Of course not. Well, buying a house needs a blueprint too, a roadmap for your journey. This means figuring out what you truly want in a home, what you can realistically afford without stretching yourselves too thin, and what specific steps you need to take to get there. Starting early gives you precious time to dream a little, to imagine that perfect front porch or backyard. But it also gives you time to get real practical and down to earth. You can explore different neighborhoods, research various types of homes, and really understand your own family's needs. This isn't a sprint, folks. A steady, thoughtful pace wins this race. One of the biggest, and I mean biggest reasons to start your home buying journey early is saving money. We all know that houses cost a good chunk of change, a significant investment. The sooner you begin to intentionally save, the more you'll have accumulated for that important down payment and those pesky closing costs that sometimes surprise people. Even small amounts saved regularly, week after week, can add up to a big helpful sum over time. It's like filling up a giant piggy bank, one coin at a time, until it's finally full and ready. Plus, starting early gives you a fantastic chance to improve your overall financial health, like boosting that all-important credit score. We'll talk more about that later, but it's super important, believe me. So if 2025 is the year you're aiming for a new home, then today, right now, is the day to start thinking and planning. Grab a notebook, sit down with your family, and begin sketching out your vision. What does that dream home look like in your mind? Where is it located? What features are absolute must-haves, and which ones are nice-to-haves? Getting these ideas down on paper is the very first step in making them a tangible reality. It's about turning those wonderful dreams into a workable, actionable plan. Let's get to work on making that 2025 home purchase a fantastic success story for you and your loved ones. It's an adventure, and every great adventure starts with a first step. Alright, let's talk about what the housing market might look like in 2025. It's always changing, y'all, kind of like the unpredictable weather here in Texas. Sunny one minute, stormy the next. But we can look at some general trends and make some educated guesses. Experts who study this stuff are saying things might be a bit more balanced than the super crazy, hectic markets we saw just a few years back. This could be really good news for buyers like you. It means you might have a little more breathing room when you're looking, and perhaps a bit more choice in what's available. But don't get too comfortable. Good houses, the ones in great locations, will still sell fast. We're seeing that inventory, which is just a fancy word for the number of homes available for sale, might be slowly increasing. This is a positive sign for sure. When there are more houses on the market, buyers like yourselves naturally have more options to choose from. It can also mean that home prices might not be climbing as steeply or as quickly as they were in the recent past. However, demand for homes is still expected to be pretty strong. Lots of folks, from young families to empty nesters, are still dreaming of owning their own little piece of the American dream. So, while it might not be a total buyer's frenzy like before, it's still going to be a competitive environment out there. Interest rates are always a big topic of conversation, and they play a huge role in how much house you can afford. For 2025, the predictions are a bit mixed, as they often are. But many economists and housing experts are hopeful they might stabilize or even come down a little bit from some of the recent highs we've experienced. Even a small change in interest rates, like 0.5%, can make a big difference in your monthly mortgage payment. So, keeping a close eye on what the Federal Reserve is doing with monetary policy and what lenders are offering for mortgage rates is super important. We'll dive deeper into interest rates a bit later, but just know they are a major factor. So what does all this market talk mean for you, the hopeful 2025 homebuyer? It means you need to be informed, flexible, and ready to act. The market probably won't be a total cakewalk, but it might offer more opportunities and a slightly more buyer-friendly atmosphere than in the very recent past. Do your homework on your specific local area. What are houses actually selling for? How long are they staying on the market before they go under contract? Working with a good, experienced local real estate agent who really knows the neighborhood inside and out is a very smart move. They can help you navigate these trends and find the right place at the right price for you. Okay folks, let's get serious for a minute and talk about something called your credit score. Think of it like your financial report card from school, but for adults. Lenders, those are the people and institutions who give you a mortgage loan to buy a house. Look at this score very closely. A good credit score tells them that you're generally responsible with managing your money. It shows them that you have a history of paying your bills on time, and that you don't borrow more money than you can comfortably handle repaying. This is super important when you want to borrow a large amount of money for a house. It's a key piece of the home buying puzzle, believe me. Why does this 3-digit number matter so much, you ask? Well, a higher credit score usually means you can qualify for a lower interest rate on your mortgage. And as we've discussed, a lower interest rate means your monthly payments will be smaller. Over the entire life of a home loan, which can often be 30 years, this can save you thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. That's a lot of shiplap, y'all, or a new kitchen renovation down the road. So, a good score doesn't just help you get approved for the loan in the first place. It significantly helps make your home more affordable in the long run. It's a real game changer for your household budget. So, what's considered a good score? Generally, lenders like to see scores above 670 to consider you a good candidate. Scores above 740 are typically considered very good to excellent, and those will get you the best rates. If your score isn't quite there yet, please don't panic or get discouraged. You can absolutely take steps to improve it. Start by checking your credit report for any errors or inaccuracies. You'd be surprised what can pop up. You can get a free copy of your report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus every year. Then focus diligently on paying all your bills on time, every single time. Try to pay down any high credit card balances, as high utilization can lower your score. Building good credit, or repairing credit, takes time and consistent effort, which is another very important reason why starting your home buying preparation early is so incredibly smart. If you find out that your score needs some work, some tender, loving care, you'll have given yourself the necessary time to make those positive changes and see the results. Think of it as renovating your financial foundation before you attempt to build your dream house on top of it. A strong, stable financial foundation will support your homeownership goals for many years to come. So, check that score, make a clear plan if needed, and get that financial report card looking its absolute best. It's worth the effort, I promise you that. Alright, let's talk about the down payment. This is that initial chunk of money you pay up front when you buy a house. It's usually calculated as a percentage of the home's total purchase price. Saving up enough money for a down payment can sometimes feel like a big, daunting hill to climb, maybe even a mountain for some. But with a solid plan and some discipline, you can totally do it, folks. It's very much like saving up for a big renovation project. You set a clear financial goal, you make a detailed budget to track your progress, and then you stick to it as best you can. Every little bit you manage to save gets you one step closer to holding those keys. First things first, you need to figure out how much you actually need to save for that down payment. The old, traditional rule of thumb that you might have heard was putting down 20% of the home's price. However, these days there are many different loan programs available that allow for much smaller down payments, especially for first-time homebuyers, which is great news. Some FHA loans, for example, might require as little as 3.5% down. Some conventional loans might go as low as 3% or 5%. Talk to a mortgage lender early in your process to understand all your options. Once you have a target savings number, break it down into smaller, monthly or weekly savings goals. Now, how do you find that extra cash in your budget to save consistently? Take a good, hard, honest look at your current spending habits. Are there any areas where you can realistically cut back, even just a little? Maybe it's reducing how often you eat out at restaurants, or canceling some streaming subscriptions you don't use very often, or finding cheaper or even free entertainment options for a while. Every single dollar you can redirect from spending towards your down payment fund is a definite win. Consider setting up an automatic transfer from your main checking account to a separate, dedicated savings account each payday. This way, you save without even thinking too much about it. Don't forget to explore down payment assistance programs too. There are many programs out there at the federal, state, and local government levels designed specifically to help homebuyers, especially those buying for the first time. These assistance programs can come in the form of grants, which is essentially free money that you don't have to pay back, or they might be low-interest loans that make the initial purchase more manageable. A good mortgage lender or a HUD-approved housing counselor can help you find and apply for these valuable programs. Saving for a down payment takes discipline and patience, but just imagine that incredible feeling when you finally reach your goal. It's a huge accomplishment. Section 5. Understanding mortgages and those interest rates. Now, let's tackle the sometimes confusing world of mortgages and interest rates. This part can seem complicated, maybe like trying to figure out a really tricky electrical wiring job in an old house, but it's absolutely crucial to understand. A mortgage is simply a loan you get from a bank, credit union, or another type of lender to buy a house. You then pay that loan back over a set period of time, usually 15 or 30 years, with interest included in your payments. The interest is basically the fee the lender charges you for letting you borrow their money. Understanding how this whole system works is key to making a smart and sustainable home purchase for your family. Interest rates are a really big deal, folks, probably one of the biggest factors in your overall housing cost. As we touched on a little bit earlier, even a seemingly small difference in the interest rate you secure can change your monthly mortgage payment by a surprising amount of money. And when you multiply that difference over the entire life of the loan, say 30 years, it adds up to a whole lot of money. Money that could be used for other things. Rates can go up or down based on what the overall economy is doing, inflation, and what the Federal Reserve decides with its policies. When rates are higher, borrowing money costs more. It's simple, but impactful. There are different types of mortgages available out there too, not just one kind. The most common ones you'll hear about are fixed-rate mortgages and adjustable-rate mortgages, often called ARMs. With a fixed-rate mortgage, your interest rate stays exactly the same for the entire loan term, whether it's 15 years or 30 years. This means your principal and interest payment won't change, which makes budgeting much easier and more predictable. With an ARM, the interest rate can change after an initial fixed period, meaning your monthly payment could go up or sometimes down depending on market conditions. Each type has its own set of pros and cons. Getting pre-approved for a mortgage is a super important, almost essential step before you even start seriously looking at houses on Zillow or with an agent. This means a lender has thoroughly reviewed your financial information, your income, your debts, your credit history, and has told you how much they are likely willing to lend you, and at approximately what interest rate. It gives you a realistic budget to work with, so you're not looking at homes you can't afford. It also shows sellers that you're a serious, qualified buyer. So, talk to a few different lenders, compare their offers carefully, and understand all the terms. Section 6. Finding your spot. Choosing the right neighborhood. Okay, you've got your finances lining up, your pre-approval is in hand. Now where exactly do you want to live? Choosing the right neighborhood is just as important, if not sometimes more important, than choosing the right house itself. It's all about finding a place that truly fits your current lifestyle, your family's needs, and your future plans and aspirations. Think of it like picking the perfect spot on a beautiful piece of land to build your dream home. The location affects absolutely everything around it. You want to find a community where you feel comfortable, safe, connected, and truly at ease. This is where your life will happen day in and day out. What makes a neighborhood right for you and your family? Well, that really depends on your individual needs and priorities. If you have children, or if you plan to start a family soon, then the quality of the local schools will probably be very high on your list of must-haves. You'll want to check out school ratings, maybe talk to other parents in the area, or even visit the schools if possible. Think carefully about your daily commute to work. How long will it take from this neighborhood? Is reliable public transportation an option, if you need or prefer it? Consider proximity to things you care about. Don't just rely on what you read online or see in pictures, y'all. You need to get out there and explore these potential neighborhoods in person. Visit them at different times of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, and on different days of the week, including weekends. What's the general vibe like? Is it quiet and peaceful, or is it more lively and bustling with activity? Are there kids playing outside in the yards or riding bikes on the sidewalks? Are people out walking their dogs, tending their gardens, and interacting with each other? Talk to people who actually live there if you get a chance. Ask them what they genuinely like. Also, try to think about the future of the neighborhood. Is it an up-and-coming area with lots of potential for growth, a stable and established community, or perhaps an area that's currently in transition? Are there visible signs of investment and community pride, like new businesses opening up, well-maintained parks, or community improvement projects underway? Remember, you're not just buying a house with 4 walls and a roof, you're also investing in a community and its future. The long-term value of your home can be significantly influenced by the overall health and desirability of the neighborhood it's in, so do your homework thoroughly. Section 7, Nailing It, Top Tips for First-Time Homebuyers. If this is your very first time buying a house, then welcome to this incredible adventure. It's a really big deal, a major milestone in life, and it's totally normal to feel a mix of huge excitement and maybe a little bit of nervousness or being overwhelmed. But don't you worry one bit, because we've got some top tips to help you navigate the entire process like a seasoned pro. Think of us as your friendly, experienced guides on this fixer-upper journey to achieving homeownership. The absolute key is to be as informed and as prepared as you possibly can be. First-time buyers often have some great advantages, so let's make sure you know how to use them. One of the very best things you can do right from the start is to assemble a great team of professionals to help you. This team should definitely include a good, reputable real estate agent who has specific experience working with first-time buyers. They can explain things clearly, answer your many questions, and guide you patiently every step of the way. You'll also need a trusted mortgage lender who can help you find the right loan product for your specific financial situation. Don't be afraid to interview a few different agents and lenders to find people you click with, who you trust, and who clearly understand your unique needs and goals. As a first-time homebuyer, you might qualify for special programs and loans designed to make homeownership more accessible. We mentioned FHA loans earlier in our chat, which often come with lower down payment requirements and sometimes more flexible credit criteria than conventional loans. Many states, counties, and even cities also offer down payment assistance grants, which is free money, or low-interest loans, specifically for first-time buyers. You absolutely need to do your research on this. Ask your lender and your real estate agent about these valuable opportunities. Every little bit of financial help can make a big difference in making your dream of homeownership more affordable. Finally, try to be realistic about your wants versus your actual needs, especially for your first home. Your very first house might not be your forever dream home with every single bell and whistle on your wish list, and that's perfectly okay. Focus on finding a solid, well-maintained house in a good, safe neighborhood that meets your current essential needs and, very importantly, fits comfortably within your budget. You can always make improvements, renovations, and add your personal touch over time. That's the really fun part, just like we get to do on Fixer Upper. Getting your foot in the door of homeownership is the most important first step. Section 8, Hurdles on the Track, Overcoming Potential Challenges. Now, let's be honest, buying a house isn't always a perfectly smooth and easy ride from start to finish. Sometimes you hit a few unexpected bumps in the road, kind of like when we start a demolition on Fixer Upper and uncover some unexpected structural issues behind a wall. But just like with any big project, knowing about potential challenges ahead of time can help you prepare for them and figure out how to overcome them successfully. Don't let these possible hurdles scare you off from your dream. With a little bit of grit, determination, and good planning, you can navigate them effectively. The key is to stay flexible and keep your eye on the prize. One common challenge many buyers face is finding a house they truly love that also fits within their pre-approved budget, especially when the market is competitive. You might find yourself in a situation where you get outbid on a house or two that you really like. It can be disappointing for sure and even a bit frustrating, but please don't get discouraged if this happens. It's crucial to stick to your budget. It's much better to walk away from a potential bidding war than to overextend yourself financially and end up house poor. Keep working closely with your agent, and be prepared to act quickly when the right house does come along. The home inspection process can sometimes reveal unexpected issues with a property you're under contract to buy. This is actually a good thing, even if it feels stressful at the moment the report comes in. The inspection is there to protect you, the buyer, from unknowingly purchasing a house with major costly problems. If significant issues do come up in the inspection report, you generally have a few options. You can ask the seller to make the necessary repairs before closing, or you can ask for a price reduction or a credit at closing so you can make the repairs yourself after you own the home. In some cases, if the problems are too big or too expensive, you might decide to walk away. Another hurdle can sometimes be the mortgage approval process itself, particularly the underwriting stage. Lenders will ask for a lot of detailed paperwork, recent pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns for the past couple of years, bank statements for all your accounts, and more. It can feel a bit overwhelming and intrusive at times. The best way to handle this part of the process is to be highly organized and very responsive. Get all your financial documents together early in the process, even before you find a house. Respond quickly and completely to any requests from your lender for additional information or clarification. Any delays in providing information can slow down your closing. Section 9. Your blueprint for success. Start planning your 2025 home today. Well, folks, we've certainly covered a lot of important ground today, haven't we? We've talked about everything from understanding current market trends to the nitty-gritty of mortgages and interest rates, all the way to finding that perfect neighborhood to call home. Buying a house in 2025 is a big undertaking. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But it's also one of the most rewarding and fulfilling things you can ever do in your life. It's about creating a special space for yourself and your family, a place to make cherished memories, a place to truly call your own. It's more than just a financial investment, it's an investment in your life and your future happiness. The biggest takeaway, the main message I really hope you have from our chat today is this: start your planning now. Don't wait until 2025 is just around the corner to begin thinking about all these important things. The earlier you start saving your money, working on improving your credit score if needed, and researching all your options, the better prepared and more confident you'll be when the time comes. Time is truly your friend in this home buying process. It gives you the incredible power to make informed, thoughtful decisions, not rushed, pressured ones. It allows you to build a strong, solid foundation for one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. Remember, you absolutely don't have to go through this entire process alone. Build that strong team of trusted professionals around you, a great real estate agent who listens to you, a knowledgeable and patient mortgage lender. Talk to friends, family members, or colleagues who have recently been through the home buying process themselves. Read articles, listen to podcasts, attend workshops if they are available in your community. The more you learn and understand, the more confident and empowered you'll feel throughout the journey. This journey is uniquely yours, but there's plenty of support and guidance out there to help you along the way. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. So what are you waiting for, y'all? Grab that metaphorical hammer and your notepad and start building your personal home buying plan today. Dream big about what you want, but always plan practically and realistically based on your circumstances. That wonderful dream of owning a home in 2025 is absolutely within your reach if you're willing to put in the necessary effort and do your homework. Joe and I believe so strongly in the power of home, and we truly believe in you and your ability to achieve this goal. Get excited about the possibilities, get organized with your finances and your research, and get ready for an amazing and rewarding adventure. We're cheering you on.